Oh, hi there. I'm Trevor, and welcome to Over the Hump Guitar Lessons. In this video, I'm going to teach you all about strings and tuning. Before we get into the actual act of tuning, it's important to know the names of each string and the letter on the scale that they represent. We have, from the lowest string and closest to your face, E, A, D, G, B, and E. Or, as I like to say, every American daughter gets banged eventually. That's not PG. Tuning your strings is incredibly important. If you don't, you might get a sound something like this. Oh. Let's start by tuning our acoustic with the handheld chromatic tuner. You see here I've put it on my knee close to the sound hole so that it can receive the greatest volume that it could for highest accuracy. So I'm going to start with my low E and let's see. We want to see a nice steady green light with no red. That one's flat, so we got to bring it up. Note that while I'm talking, the thing picks up the sound of my voice and does not give a perfectly accurate reading. So while you're tuning, tell everyone else to shh. D is next. A lot of things affect the tuning of the guitar, mostly temperature and humidity. Oh, I'm way off on G. It's showing F sharp. We don't want that. Nice solid green. So we've got the B and the E strings also in tune. So once you've got everything all in tune, it should sound more like... Oh, that's nice. It's important to know that on this tuner, the display will show you the letter of the string that you are tuning. But that means if you're off by a semitone or a whole tone, it's going to be telling you the wrong letter. We can also use the portable tuner to tune the electric guitar. Yes, it would work by playing the notes like this, but the electric guitar is not quite as loud as the acoustic, so it's going to be harder to get a read here. Plus, sometimes there's background noise. It's going to make it very difficult. So what I do, take this and plug it in. Look at that. If you don't have a tuner, or you're just in a rush, it's important to know the relationship between each string so that you can actually tune the guitar without any external reference. Starting here on the E string, the 5th fret is always the equivalent note to the next string up, except on the G string where the 4th fret is equivalent. So let me show you. 5th fret is the same note. 5th fret again, same note. Then 4th fret, then 5th fret. So you can hear the guitar is not perfectly in tune. What we want to listen for is the slight wobble of the sound between the two strings played. So here there's no problem, but listen. Listen to the wobble. So if I listen to the first note and then the second note, I hear that the first one is lower than the second. So what I'm going to do is take my tuning peg and make it tighter to bring the note up sharper. And now you can hear there's no wobble. So we would continue across the neck and do this the whole way up. Now that we know all the notes, we could actually do the same thing with an external source like a piano. So I'm actually going to provide you with the keyboard reference, in case you don't have a tuner yet. We're going to start with the low E, which is a string right in front of your face. Try to match the tone as best you can. The next one is the A string. then D, then G, then B, and finally little E. Yeah, you may not be perfect, but keep practicing that every time you sit down with your guitar, and you'll get there. You may have heard of some alternate tuning, such as half step down, and that's where you take every string and lower it by one semitone, so E becomes E flat, and A becomes A flat, and so on and so forth. The other one that's commonly used is drop D. It's used in a lot of rock music, so that power chords become easier to play and you can get a deeper tone. So instead of a low E, you match two strings up so that it's the exact octave. So D and D. Then together they create a power chord. One finger chord. Amazing. So, as you can hear, tuning is incredibly important. Thanks for doing it with me. If you're ready to move on, click on this link right here to learn about position and posture. If you're past that already, let's go to your first chords and your first scale. And if you want to move on to some jams, click the playlist in the middle and scroll down. See you on the next one. We'll get you over the hump.